Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. A disturbing trend becomes apparent. Lead lawyer for Ripple, Stuart Eldorado, is calling up the SEC's huge mistakes this year. The court's determination that the SEC was hypocritical in its contradictory arguments and lack of genuine devotion to the law is the first and most important point. Judge's severe remarks in SEC versus Ripple case don't improve when it comes to Coinbase. The court has reached a consensus. The SEC has failed in its obligation to reply to Coinbase's petition for rulemaking regarding cryptocurrencies in a good faith manner. The SEC reiterated its denial of wrongdoing today. "Listen, we're confused," the entire industry says. "Please provide us with some basic instructions. The rules should be followed." They want to take the SEC to court again because of their persistent refusal to do so. In 2023, the court ruled that the SEC's inconsistent treatment of comparable items constituted arbitrary and capricious decision-making. And I'll admit it, I did a little grayscale versus the SEC apologies for that. Their inability to achieve this has been repeated. They cannot be cruel to cryptocurrencies by claiming that they have a futures-based product, but no spot-based offering. What they do here will be observed. Do they properly approve the advancement of a spot product? Or will we need to take this matter back to court? More and more courts are going to tire of hearing these people's ridiculous arguments. The court has finally ordered the SEC to explain why it should not face sanctions for providing inaccurate and misleading information to the court in the SEC versus DEP case. They stated, "Hey, DEP box is trying to move money overseas," which was a major one. "All this criminal stuff they're doing has no basis in reality." Additionally, they took drastic measures within the company by freezing assets and bank accounts. Surprisingly, that was not what they were up to. Were you or I to do this, the courts would swiftly punish us, hence, they must take action now. With any luck, they will. The price is right. What does 2024 hold? We'll take a look at Ripple and Stuart's forecasts. But I'll be honest, I don't think the SEC is as hands-off as these people are. It seems like they're assuming this will go on forever. They're really starting to run out of options here, I swear to you. The crypto space will also become an integral part of their operations. Too much power is being exerted by it. They wanted your large sum of money, therefore you'll now have to deal with BlackRock loyalty and others like them. From now on, these games aren't really practical. It seems like we still have a ways to go. However, progress is being made. The industry is aiming to put the issues of 2023 in the past, and a new paradigm is taking shape, according to these projections for 2024. Indeed, we certainly had numerous regulatory challenges this year. Going to court, arguing over this, and getting some instruction is cool, in a way. We have asked the courts for advice, but the SEC has refused. Thus, I believe that this year has been fruitful. This year has been challenging. Although it has been a challenging year, we have accomplished a great deal and have found several solutions. The cryptocurrency business, according to Ripple, isn't wooing banks like it used to. Well, it's not necessary. Put simply, we aren't groveling for BlackRock, Fidelity, banks, or money transmitters. Rather, they are entering the crypto arena due to their necessity for this. Also, this is significant. Digital asset solutions are being actively pursued by multinational banks and industry titans. This encompasses both investment products and on-demand liquidity in which the crypto asset is utilized. Ripple anticipates that adoption rates will continue to skyrocket in 2024 as a result of the widespread use of cryptocurrencies and their integration into conventional finance. That's our goal. We have faith that widespread use of this technology will keep driving demand and, by extension, valuations. Last but not least, financial institutions are testing the waters with asset tokenization. Doing so successfully requires a framework of stringent compliance and security standards. Not to mention seamless integration, lest I tinker with these systems and end up with hazardous ones. They must act swiftly if this is to be effective. There are a few reasons why I believe this will be a fantastic channel for Ripple. To start with, they will have the capability to construct systems that ensure compliance. In this emerging market, they are familiar with the ins and outs of integrating with financial institutions. Moreover, here is where their technology stack really shines. The XRP ledger in particular is tailor-made for it. This is a great opportunity for institutions to consider tokenizing their assets. Great. You can accomplish it with our technology stack. That has been with us since 2012. We know it inside and out, and we're prepared to rock and roll. It's among the top options for accomplishing this task globally. As for the predicted high demand in that sector, I couldn't agree with you more. To make the transfer of value easy, cheap, and universal, we intend to tokenize all assets, including stocks, real estate, and everything else. Alright. Finally, Stewart Eldorado is shown, and he states the following for the year 2024, at long last, the SEC's misguiding case against Ripple will be over. Now we just need to wait to see if the matter truly goes to appeals, before we can say goodbye to this whole battle. However, under the current system, we will be able to determine how much money the robots will have to pay in fines and penalties. It's possible that it won't amount to much, though, because many of their sales, including the institutional sales that were considered a violation of securities, were likely not sourced in the US. So, how much business did they do in the US market? Additionally, he anticipates that the SEC will maintain its enforcement-based regulatory effort. And I get it. They don't have much, and the law isn't on their side, so they have to wing it. They dislike putting the rules in writing because it would be too easy to say one thing one day and then change their minds the next. So this is likely to remain the enforcement mechanism for space control, but they're about to run out of steam. Would you like to take on another project in the same vein as Ripple? The outcome will likely be the same for you as well. The appeals process is an option, but it will likely lead to the same outcome as taking the matter to a higher authority. In this area, there aren't many good options. The only thing stopping the SEC from going too far is the judicial system, and the agency will keep losing in this fight. The most crucial aspect is that, simply said, the laws as they stand do not reflect our ideals or aspirations. However, digital assets are not considered securities under the current legal framework. Should anybody fail to notice that the SEC should not be involved in transactions involving securities when they are sold on the secondary market? I would say so. It would be wise for us to do some light reporting. Unfortunately, at this time we do not possess it. No matter how often Gary Gensler claims he cannot write laws. Labeling anything as a crypto security does not make it so, and the courts will continue to reject it as unconstitutional since he is not the one who actually writes the laws. And lastly, looking ahead to 2024, Stewart has a prediction. US crypto companies will be left hanging while their global counterparts make great progress due to Congress's inability to agree on crypto regulation's optimal course of action. I feel like it's a bit pessimistic. We are, in fact, making progress, I can assure you of that. We were victorious in court. Victories have been ours. If you're familiar with the secondary market for assets like XRP, you realize that these transactions do not include securities. Had we been unaware of such earlier, we could have assumed that the sales to institutions were secure. The sales on the secondary market were also problematic. Thanks to that robo-court case, we finally have that clarification. Sure, another judge could have a different opinion. However, in my opinion, that is not going to transpire. That seems like the right call, in my opinion. You can't, for example, decide one day that an exchange-traded fund, ETF, doesn't make sense. You can't be cruel to the cryptocurrency industry, and the SEC keeps losing cases because, once again, they're not following the law, they're just trying to achieve their goals. They can't continue on like this forever since they'll eventually run out of road. After all the warnings, someone in a court will take it up with them eventually. This cannot be repeated indefinitely. In my opinion, we will succeed in that endeavor. A lot of these fights, I fear, will be lost by the SEC. Plus, it's difficult for me to pass new rules because of the awful weather. I mean, our tax strategy is completely non-existent. This administration has been in place for over 4 years. Is defining crypto assets truly going to be our next step? True, but in many respects, no. Reason being, this is a very lucrative location. More and more, it's growing in size. That's crucial. And the key figures for you are stepping into this realm, Fidelity, BlackRock, and similar concepts. Avoiding uncertainty is their goal. Imprecision is not an option. However, this is necessary for them because growth can't happen without a foundation. This is something we've already covered. Apple's cryptocurrency market is again at an all-time high. The question is, how much higher can this market go? I'm not implying it won't. You do realize that property values are still quite high, don't you? If you're seeking an undervalued asset class with growth potential, I believe cryptocurrencies are a fantastic option that might provide growth in the coming decade. The presence of your major players is a result of this. They fear losing management fees if their clients run screaming to cryptocurrency, leaving their money in BlackRock, Fidelity, or any of the other funds out there. They will receive this, which is necessary for them. I believe we can achieve some success, and it happens frequently with crypto things. Bipartisanship is unusual for this era and this day, but it exists. But this happens again and time again with cryptocurrency, and politicians can't do without it. There, the votes will have their most impact. Therefore, I believe we will achieve success despite the challenging circumstances. We probably won't be able to resolve everything. We may tackle stable coins first, and then tackle the rest of things, but I believe we will make progress. Metadata for digital assets, and subsequent steps. We will succeed. We're getting there, and we've won it already. At this point, it's all down to timing. Post your comments below, and tell me what you think. Please subscribe and like as always. See you soon, bye.